you write down the word matter. People matter. Would you agree with that? Can I tell you something? If you don't, it's going to be a long haul for you in real estate, because without people, you and I don't have a job. Without people, there's no one there to serve. Okay. And today we're going to talk about the importance of people and how you and I can serve them at the highest level and what that looks like. Okay. So we're going to take a couple views at it today as we go into this. So here's the first thing I want you to do. If you have never read this book, okay, I want to make sure that you do. It's called The Power of Who by a guy named Bob Bodine. Okay. One of the best books that I've ever read. Here's the whole premise of the book, and I think you'll agree with this when you hear it. Here's the whole premise of the book. He says, you already know everyone you need to know in order to be successful. Okay, now that doesn't mean let's not go get more people that we need to know. It just means that already right now, you've got people that you know that are already in your world that are going to help you accomplish everything that you desire to accomplish, okay? And it all comes down to the people that we know. Do we need to add people? Absolutely. But here's the whole premise of all of this. When he says you already know everybody you need to know, you may be like, well, wait a second, coach, my business isn't quite where I want it to, so I don't think that I do. Here's what I would tell you. What he talks about in the book is we know them, but we're not in relationship with them. You tracking with me on this? Okay. You can know somebody and yet not be in relationship with them. And so we want to make sure that you have every tool you need in order to be in relationship with people. Okay. Last week, we talked about the number one key to relationships, which was what? One word, conversation, right? Conversation and communication. Here's what I'm finding that real estate agents are not doing today at the highest level, okay? They're not making sure that they're having the conversations on a daily basis and doing it consistently, okay? Making sure that we have a consistent plan around communication and connection, right? We talked about it last week. It's conversation leads to connection, and then connection leads to what? Communication. And now that I'm communicating with people, now I can get in relationship with them. All right. So how important are those relationships? Here's what I want to do for a few minutes is kind of back into this. Okay. So he actually puts it in these big circles, and he starts on the outer circle, and he basically said everybody on the outer circle is people that you don't know yet, right? Okay, so you can draw one big circle on a piece of paper, and on the outer rim of that, I just want you to write, I don't know them. Okay, you tracking with me on this? All right, because those are the people that we need to get to know, and yet maybe we don't know just yet. So that's starting point number one, okay, is who are those people? Help us identify them, okay? And another way he puts it is he calls them fans, okay? Did you know that you have fans out there? Anybody? Okay. On social media, you have fans. You have people who know you, love you, and yet you may not even know who they are yet. How many of you have a lot of friends out there on Facebook and Instagram? You got a lot of people following you. Okay. Here's my question to you. Do you really know them, and are you in relationship with them? Okay. Right now, they're fans. All right. I want to take them from fans and start to move them through the circle. So I'm going to share my screen with you real quick so you guys can see this. And I want you to draw this out on a piece of paper so you understand, okay? This is called the power of people. It starts on the outside of fans, and then it goes into acquaintances. That means now I'm starting to get to know you a little bit better, okay? You with me? So Omar, you just talked about, hey, it's great for you and I to meet like this, right? Okay, so Omar and I today, we're starting to be acquaintances. My goal is I want Omar in my who friends and my inner circle. But that only happens if I take a step of action to do what? Get into conversation and connection and communication with Omar. Okay, now it's from fans to acquaintances to allies to who friends and to our inner circle. The two places I want to focus today is right there on Who Friends and Inner Circle. All right. Let me tell you who your Who Friends are. Okay. I trust you have that down. You got the circles down? Let me tell you who your Who Friends are. It's going to be like your top 20, 50, 100 probably at the most that are the key people in your database. Okay. So I have over 2,500 people in my database. In my 15 years of real estate, the bulk of my business has come from about 100 of them. Okay, with me? Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't done business with others, but there's about 100 of them that are in that inner circle, people that are for Dusty all the time. Okay? People that when they're talking to some of their friends who I don't even know, and they're at dinner with them, and their friends say, you know what, we're getting ready to move. And the first thing my people say is, hey, we got somebody you need to be in touch with. His name's Dusty. Okay? Because they're in my inner circle. Are you with me? And they're automatically then going to start to connect us. Okay. How many of you on the call right now, all right, have closed a deal in real estate with someone that you did not know, but somebody you knew them? You with me? How many of you have done that? Okay. How many of you would like to do that more? Okay. Because what we also want to do is we want to take all those people and then we want to take a look at our inner circle. That's like the key people in our world, right? He calls it the top 12 in our inner circle. I want you to identify those people. Who are your top 12 people in your database right now? I guarantee you, with barely even thinking, you can already think of 5 of them, can't you? Okay. So I want you to write down at least those 5 right now. Those key people in your world, all right, that are for you at all times. That right there is the start of your inner circle. Those are people that you should be in contact with all the time. Your top 100 are those people that you should be in contact with every single month. Okay. Quite frankly, everyone in your database should be getting something from you every single month. Okay. Not to annoy them, but to stay in front of them. You tracking with me on this? Okay. And make sure that you're bringing value at every single turn to the people in your world. All right. People do business with you when they know you, they like you, they trust you. They can only do that, okay, if you give them the opportunity to get to know you. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. I'm making a big push right now in my world from a social media standpoint. Okay. It's not so I can see myself on camera. It's so that I can get out in front of my people more. We have to be in front of our people even when we're not in front of our people. Does that make sense to you? Even when I'm not shaking hands and having dinner or lunch with them, I still have to be in front of them and make sure that I'm bringing them value at each and every single turn, okay? So I'm making a big push where I'm going to be, y'all just get ready. I'm about to be posting a video each and every single day. You can hold me accountable to that, all right? Because I've got to make sure that I'm staying in front of everybody, okay? Now, let me give you a couple examples here real quick of why this is so important. All right. There's a guy out there, if he's listening to me on Facebook, bless you, brother. His name's Alan Kravitz. Okay. He's a great friend of mine in my database. He's also the first person that ever allowed me the opportunity to serve them in real estate. Alan Kravitz. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. They should never have done that because I had no idea what I was doing. Okay. I didn't know what an option period was. I didn't know half of the contract. Like I was like, do I put a check in this box or not? But I had no idea, Omar. They had no reason to use me other than they trusted me. That's it. They trusted me. Okay. They knew I didn't know everything about real estate. I barely knew anything, but they knew that they could trust me as a person. Okay. So they gave me the opportunity. I want to show you how database works and how referrals work and how people matter. They gave me my very first opportunity. We closed on their very first house. Okay. All right. It was a little over $1 million. You're welcome. It was awesome. That was my first closing. Don't get angry at me. I was just doing my job with my database. Okay. It was epic. Okay. A couple weeks later, then we closed also on the sale of their home. They did not have to sell in order to purchase. So then we closed on the sale of their home. Okay. 2 weeks after they closed, I called to say, thank you so much. How can we serve you? Do you need anything for your house? Anything at all? They then gave me the names of their best friends and said, you need to call them. They're ready to sell their house. I called their best friends. We sold the very first home they had lived in. Okay. And I'm going to give you some math. We sold that for $275,000. Okay. They bought at the time what they thought was their dream home for $460,000. About a year and a half later, okay, they had a job adjustment, lost their job. Things were difficult. We needed to sell that home. Okay. So we went back, sold that home. All right. That was $490,000. They downsized at the time to about $380,000. They had some family step in and help them at this point. Okay. About a year and a half later, they got another job better than the first job. We went and sold that house, okay, for around $400,000. All right. They bought their dream home, which they now live in today, for $515,000. Okay. So many of you could go through the lineage of people through your database, couldn't you? You could be like, hey, I remember we sold to this person and then this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. That's the power of your database. It's the power of people working with people. Okay. Are you guys with me on this? That's why Bob Bodine says you already know everyone you need to know in order to be successful. You've just got to go get in relationship with them. My question to you today is, who are you not in relationship with? The next is, I want to give you about 9 different things, 9 different ways that you can stay in front of your people, stay relevant, and make sure that you are helping them in every single area. Okay. It's not just about real estate. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few things. You ready? I'm going to give you 9 different things you can do to stay in front of your database and make sure that you are relevant. You ready for this? Come on. I got like 8 minutes. All right, here we go. Here's number 1. All right. Host webinars. Okay. Or free Zooms. All right. I've got a guy I'm coaching right now that's literally doing this right now. He's creating a free Zoom for buyers and sellers in the market just to give them an understanding of what's going on in the market today. And he's going to be hitting all their pain points. All right. We want to host these Zoom calls or webinars that help them in their pain points. Okay, you tracking with me on this? So identify what are the pain points in the market. High interest rates, pain point. Low inventory, pain point. Okay. Identify what's going on in your market. Host free webinars to make sure that you are inviting people to them to help them through their pain points. Okay. That's number 1. Ready? Number 2, leverage partnerships for immediate exposure. Let me tell you one of the best ways you can do that. Okay. Leverage partnerships for immediate exposure. Go get hyper local. Okay. You want to grow that database and grow your influence in people. Go get hyper local. All right. Go identify 12 locally owned businesses in your area. All right. And go do a video at their business to highlight their business and give them free marketing for their business. Is there any business on the planet that would not agree to free marketing? Okay. So go identify who the owner is. Say, hey, I'm Dusty Oglesby. I'm a locally owned business as well. I own a real estate company here in the area. I would love to be able to partner with you, help you market for you, and make sure that we get your business out to all of these people that follow me on Facebook. Okay. So I've got 6,900 people follow me on Facebook. All right. I can go tell all 6,900 about your business. Would that be okay with you? In the middle of that, I'm going to get in relationship with that owner and with that business. And do they have influence with people? Yes, they do. Okay. Think of it this way. When you meet one person, you just met 100 people. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? Okay. I guarantee you, every one of you on this call know 100 people. So if I get to know you and we get in deep relationship and connection, and I'm really good at what I do, you're going to tell other people about me, your 100 people. Are you with me? So I'm growing my influence. Okay. Go do it with 12 restaurants. Do a restaurant of the month. Go do it with 12 locally owned businesses. Okay. And just call it, hey, local owned business of the month. Here's what it is. I guarantee you that's going to change things for you. Okay. All right. Next is use lead magnets to capture more buyers. Okay. I don't know what market you are in. Okay. But in the Dallas, Texas market, we're starting to see buyers come off the fence. How many of you are seeing it? Brent, Michael, you guys seeing it here in Dallas? We're starting to see buyers. Okay. There's a newfound confidence and they're coming out. We want to go attract more of them. Okay. So how do we do that? All right. We utilize lead magnets. What does a magnet do? A magnet draws something to you. Okay. So how am I going to get these buyers to come to me instead of going to someone else? That's a lead magnet. Okay. You guys tracking with me on this? All right. Here's the next one. Run limited time offers that force action. Run limited time offers that force action. Okay. Maybe that's something where it's going to be, hey, we're going to do a call-in day because we're doing a free giveaway for this particular thing. That's a limited time offer that forces action. So on this day, if you call in between this time and this time, we're going to enter you in to win. Whatever it is that you can come up with that is a limited time offer with a forced action. Okay. To get them moving in the right direction. Okay. Next one is this. Just improve your sales conversations. Improve your sales conversations. Let me pause real quick. Every Thursday at 10:30 a.m., Brent Germany and Michael McCullough, two of the best people I've ever heard when it comes to conversations with sellers and buyers, host a free call for you and everyone you know in the real estate industry. Okay. You should be on that call to make sure. Martina, can you drop that link again over on in the chat box? So everybody, just get signed up for that. Be on there. It's everything they're doing every week is about conversations we need to be having in today's market. That's not pushy conversations. They're not salesy conversations. They're connection conversations. They're referral conversations. Okay. It's all about communication. Okay. So improve your sales conversations. One way to do this is to make sure you're asking open-ended questions. What is it that you're struggling with? How is it that we can best serve you? What are the concerns you're having right now? How are you feeling about the process? Okay, you guys with me? Ask what questions, how questions, when questions. That gets people talking, which opens up communication. Okay. The next is grow your audience with conversations. Grow your audience with conversations. The more face-to-face conversations you can have, the more you can get in front of people. Get in front of people, okay? I would encourage you, if you want to create more opportunity, go create a networking group of your own. Go find 10 people that you really want to do life and business with and ask them, would you be in a monthly network group with me? Okay? Your only job that you got to do is be the point person to identify the restaurant once a month where everybody's going to eat at. All 10 of you show up, everybody pays their own way. And in that room, you talk about life, you talk about business, and you pass out referrals to each other. It's all conversations. Okay, with me? Go identify. We just talked about the power of who, right? Go identify those key people in your world and say, would you start meeting with me once a month? Get in conversation with them, build relationship with them. Okay. A few more. Okay. Turn every client into a referral machine. How do we do that? By serving them at the highest level, by making sure, everybody hear me, that we ask. Okay. You do not have because you do not ask. Ask for the referral. You're not being salesy. Okay. Here's the way that I do it. I say, hey, we have a goal this year of serving 50 families, being able to help them make the best decision when it comes to buying a home or selling a home or creating wealth in real estate. Could you let me know, who do you know that has or may have real estate plans in the next 12 months that we could reach out to? We want to be able to serve them the same way that we've been able to serve you. Okay, that's it, right? We got to ask the question. Ask that in the way that works for you. Okay. The last is plug the gaps that are costing you clients. Plug the gaps that are costing you clients. Can I tell you the number one gap that's costing you clients? Every single one of you. It's your follow-up or your lack thereof. Okay. It all comes down to follow-up. All right. Do you have a system and a process for follow-up? If you don't, they will fall through the cracks. Okay. Have you ever driven down the street, drove past your buddy's house, and they had a sign in the yard that didn't have your face on it? Anybody ever have that happen to them? Do you know why that happens? Because they're jerks. That's why. I'm just kidding. That's not why that happens. Okay. Maybe they are. I don't know your people. Okay. It happens because you didn't do your job. You didn't follow up. Okay. You with me? Like literally, I'm telling you this out of experience. I've had it happen way too many times. I literally just had it happen this last year. Had a friend call me last June, told me they were going to purchase in February. Okay. It's February. All right. Can I tell you when they purchased? November. Can I tell you who they didn't purchase with? Me. Because I didn't follow up. I was going to call them in November and I was too late. Are you with me? Fill the gaps. Okay. Does this make sense to everybody? Okay. Helpful? I know that was fast. All right. Somebody give me something you learned or you wrote down or you're taking away with you today before we jump off. Because I can do it all over again. What are you taking with you? Let me hear from you.
Follow up.
Yes, Sherry, follow up. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Somebody else. What'd you get?
Gonna ask for those referrals. Gonna get my people together. I'm just gonna simply do what you did. Say, hey, check it out. This
That's
is what
it.
goal is. Connect me with those people who are looking to either buy or sell in the next short period of time. I appreciate you. Be grateful always, and wait for the magic to happen.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hey,
And
Omar,
follow up.
that networking group that I put together, literally, was about 25% of my referral business every year. Okay. Like 25% of my whole business every year. And here's what I loved about it, man. Like I love just hanging out with these people. They were my people. And so I got to have lunch with them once a month. And we talked about life and we talked about business. We leaned in with each other and then we passed referrals in that room. Like that's doing business in a fun way. Okay. You guys are putting a ton over here. I love it. Stay in contact with your people. People don't know. Let's see. People you don't know or people you want to know. That's exactly right. Improve your conversation. Stay in contact with people. You also have to make sure you contact your database at least once a month. Who do you know is looking to buy or sell? Ask the question who, not do you know someone? That's yes, no. Who do you know that we could serve? Okay. And let them know your goal. Hey, our goal is to serve 30 families this year, 50 families this year, 200 families this year. Okay. Let them know your goal. I promise you, your people in your world, they want to help you. All right. If you don't believe me, let me ask you this. Do you want to help people in your world? If they called you and said, hey, can you help me? What would your answer be? It would be absolutely. How can I help you? Okay. They really do want to help you. It's not a salesy conversation. It's just communication. Okay. Hey, thank you guys so much for being on. I love you. Bless you. We will see you next week. Get on the call on Thursday with Brent and Michael. Be on next Monday. Go tell everybody you know to be on the call with us. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.